the government of national confusion is standing for. I mean, it's very difficult to express yourself. But he says we must be proud that we have established government in Gauteng without the DA. It's a low ball to the national government to say you guys could not do it in national, but in Gauteng we have managed to establish a government without these white racist people, and we must by all means protect the Gauteng government that is there without. I was so happy when they were not involved there in Georgia. And they took them out in Tshwane. I was so happy. I was very impressed. He says a very key thing there. He says we must not donate the transformation of our people to the DA. Don't trust that the DA will miraculously wake up one day and want to transform the lives of black people. It's not going to happen. And Panyaza says we must not shift our responsibility and give it to the government of national confusion. We must carry it ourselves. That is very nice. And he even, Panyaza even says the president has signed the BELA bill half. What is signing off, Panyaza? This I think clause 4 and 5 that were put on ice for 3 months. That 3 months is ending end of November. We'll hear what AfriForum and the DA and the white monopoly capitalist is going to threaten Cyril Ramaphosa with, because I agree with what Panyaza is saying. Language cannot be an exclusion for our children to go to certain schools and not attend certain schools. Growing up in many boarding schools myself, I know the impact it has. We were wondering, why is it that the Afrikaans classes are performing better than the English classes? In average, they teach them different, they carry them different, and they transform the minds of their children. Kanti, why do you think we are building Paseta? Why do you guys think we are building Paseta? Is it not for your children? Is it not for the next coming generation? Panyaza is quite right here. Language must not determine which school you go to. Why is it that we African people can accept sitting in one class as Zulu, Tsonga, Spedi, Venda, whatever? Listen, let's sit all in the same math class. Let's all sit in the same history class, in the same biology. When you want to learn Afrikaans, then we separate, because I want to learn maybe Zulu or whatever. Then we can separate via the language. Going to learn the language, but the medium of communication must be English. And then Natima Africa Melis, we must run away from being proud to speak English at some stage in time, and that is why we are building Paseta. So we must stop being cowards. Panyaza is saying he's not a coward. Those who are cowards, let them stand on the side and allow Abu Panyaza to lead. Panyaza is on fire, man. He even spoke about the NHI. The NHI.
Saying the same thing with the national health insurance. Comrades, it must not be whether you have access to medical aid that must determine which hospital you must go to. It must not be whether you've got medical aid, you should have access to experts that are in the medical space. It should not be whether we have a medical aid. When you are in the accident scene, you are asked, who has a medical aid? Who does not have a medical aid? And those that have medical aid are rescued first, and those without medical aid are ignored. Is it a sin to be unemployed? Is it a sin to be poor? Is it a sin not to have a medical aid? It must come to an end, and the NHI must be implemented without further delay. And this transformation agenda, comrades, we must not retreat on it. Because if we can retreat, comrades, we are leaving pain and misery for our children. We can't be a generation of social grants and make our children to be a generation of social grants. We must reclaim what belongs to us. All the minerals of this country belongs to us, and they must come back to us so that we can hand it over to our children, and we can rest in peace that the revolution had a meaning and the revolution will continue. So we are coming to you one by one, comrades. isikhathi samagwala siphelile. Baboyi abatshetshe emorao. The stage that we are in need fearless ones. The stage that we are in need the second revolution. We were excited with 1994. We were excited when we put the ballot paper. The compromises that we made so that we can live with those that oppressed us have now been used and turned around, be a weakness on the side of progressive forces. We need to ensure where we are, where we stand, there is no country or inch of our country that you are told it's not accessible to our people. There is a place called Orania, comrade, where it has its own flag. It's its own currency. Their children are going to their own school alone, following their own systems alone, and they think that the best model of a better South Africa. A best model of a better South Africa is when we stay together and share the frustration, the wealth and everything of this country together. It can't be when it's bad, it's us. When it's good, it's them. Everything that is bad belongs to all of us. Everything that is good must also belong to all of us, so that we defend a truly non-racial government. We can't be good when we watch rugby together with them, and we are bad when our children must be in the same classroom with their children. We need to change that and take over these particular progressive forces that we have. So,
with me, the NHI, I think that money can be used to transform public hospitals. I honestly think the NHI is a bill that is going to cost government billions of money. You know, I honestly think that we can fix public hospitals to a level that people will not see the need to have medical aids. I remember when I had my first accident, bus accident. When, what grade was I? In grade 4. I was in a school called PS4E. It's in Astress there somewhere in East Pretoria. And I remember when the ambulance was there, the people asking people, who's got medical aid? Who's got medical? I didn't even know at that age what medical aid was. Apparently, I had medical aid because my mother was working for government already back then. But the pain of seeing people who are in serious need of medical treatment being left, and the one who's got just a small bump here on the head because of medical aid being taken to hospital. He asked a very valid question. To say, is it a sin to be unemployed? I think he was just supposed to say, is it a sin to be black? Because we are the ones that always catch the short end of the stick when it comes to these things. But the NHI, I honestly believe, take that money, transform hospitals by putting the right management there, the right people there. The public hospitals, they've got the potential to beat the private hospitals. Just buy in the doctors and just pay the nurses properly. I promise you the quality of public hospitals will improve. But anyway, that is just my opinion there. Speaking about Orania there, speaking about how they teach their children. Why are we building Paseta? Can you say that? Panyaza, we must invite you at Paseta. We must invite you at Paseta. And